Welcome into the In the Money podcast for KeenelandSelect.com. John Leach along with Jonathan Fowler, pinch hitting for Jim Goodman this week. And we're going to take a look at the All-Stakes Pick 4 on a big Saturday card at Belmont. It's headlined by the Grade 1 Man o' War, but it starts in the 7th race with the Grade 2 Ruffian for fillies and mares 4 and up, going a flat mile. And I thought a pretty well-matched group for a small field. Jonathan, who did you like?
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty talented group of fillies in this race. And you could make cases for a few of them. I'm actually going to single in my pick 4 here. I'm going to take a little bit of a risk, and I'm actually going to go to the outside with Carumba. She's done really nothing wrong in her career. She has 7 starts, 4 wins, and 3/3, so she's never finished worse than second. Her first start of the year was a win in the top flight, going a mile and 8, so she comes back a little bit in distance. We're hearing that Belmont's probably going to pick up some rain tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. So this horse has 2 wins and 2 starts on and off track, and one of those just happened to be at a mile in the mud at Belmont. So I'm going to single her on top. Cavorting is much the class of this field. She was second in the Distaff handicap at Aqueduct last time out, where she was the favorite, and she was the favorite in the La Brera. She finished 3rd. She was the favorite in the Breeders' Cup Filly Mare Sprint. She finished 4th. So she's going to have to beat me here based off those last few efforts. But I'm going to put Carumba on top with Cavorting, include Betty, and then Spelling again I think is quite intriguing in this race. So I'm going to put those 3 underneath of Carumba.
As Jim always says, we don't talk about this in advance. That's exactly the way I have it played.
Oh, wow.
I'm not going to single Carumba in the pick 4, but in terms of the race itself, I like Carumba. I was hoping maybe if they bet Cavorting that maybe get a little value in Carumba, but yeah, I think she really likes these long sprints and really likes Belmont Park. And I'm like you on Cavorting. I'm not sure that she is in top form right now, but you still have to use her just on class. Include Betty's dangerous, and I think Spelling again coming out of the race here at Keeneland in the Madison. She didn't get the best of trips that day, and I think she could be dangerous. So I'm going to use all 4 of those actually in my pick 4, but Carumba is the win pick for me as well. The Bogey is the 8th race. It's a Grade 3, fillies and mares 4 and up, going a mile and a 16th, and what figures to be a soft turf course. I think they'll probably do everything they can to keep the stakes races on the grass. I went to Recepta in here. She's been running in Grade 1 companies her last 3 starts, so I think she might like this softer spot. She won twice at Belmont, got a good post inside. So Jimmy Toner's very good grass trainer in particular. So I like Recepta in here. But I almost went to My Miss Sophia, the 8. She really seemed to like the grass when they put her on it last summer for the first time. Strike Charmer in the Hennig barn now. Comes off a nice effort. Sista's Stroll has some class for Proctor. So I'm going to use 4 in this leg as well. 1, 6, 8, 5. How about you?
We're very similar here. The one difference I'll throw in is Tapestry, the 4. Just for the pure reason there isn't a ton of speed in this race, and she looks to be the pace setter. She won last time at Aqueduct in just an optional claiming. She's only tested Stakes Company before one other time, and that was at Belmont in the Sands Point, where she finished an okay 4th. She has run well over soft going before, so I'm going to put her in my pick 4 and play her in some exotics along with Recepta, and then Strike Charmer and My Miss Sophia. So those 4 right there are going to be in my pick 4 for the Bogey.
The Grade 2 Peter Pan is the 9th race, and this race has often been a prep for the Belmont Stakes, most recently with Tonalist a couple of years ago. I think Unified probably is going to be the big favorite in here. Some may single in the All-Stakes pick 4. What do you think about the Grade 2 Peter Pan?
I think this is quite a good race in terms of betting. I'm not a fan of Adventus just for the sole reason right after the Wood Memorial, I actually looked at a friend and said, I'm not using one of those horses in my Derby selections. It turned out to be an okay prophecy,
yeah.
But I love the horse Unified. Jimmy Jerkins brings in this horse. Threw this horse off of a maiden win straight into the Bay Shore and won by 3 lengths over a good field. So I like this horse. He is stretching out for the first time. He is by Candy Ride, so I don't think that's going to be a big deal. The 2 other horses that I like are the 4 Decorated Soldier and the 5 Governor Malibu. These are 2 horses, when stretched out, showed really nice form. Governor Malibu won the Federico Tesso at Laurel last time out over Awesome Speed, but he was disqualified after interference in the stretch. So I think if gets the switch back to Joel Rosario, keep this horse straight, he has a really good shot. Decorated Soldier, coming out of the Pletcher barn with Velasquez aboard, he won the Northern Spur at Oaklawn last time out, and really looked good in the gallop out. I really liked how strong he looked. He reminded me quite a bit of Todd Pletcher's other horse last year, Danza, and so I really like Decorated Soldier coming in. So those would probably be my horses that I would use. I put Unified probably on top of those with Governor Malibu, Decorated Soldier. I think you still have to use Adventus just because, he's been very solid, but I just do not like that form of the Wood Memorial.
I am going to take a little shot here with the 6 Wild About Deb because of the California angle. California horses have been so good in all of the 3-year-old races leading up to the Derby. California horses ran 1-2 in the Derby, and this horse comes out of a maiden win out there, ships across the country. It was a high-figure maiden win, got a 90 for that race, working well. D'Amato's horses, I thought, ran pretty well, the ones he shipped into Churchill for Derby week. So just on the California angle, I'm going to try a shot here with Wild About Deb for a win pick in the race. For my all-stakes pick 4, I'm going to use Wild About Deb and Unified because I'm using 4 in the other 2 legs, so I got to try to keep the ticket down. So I'm just going to use 2 in here, Wild About Deb and Unified, and try to upset Unified with the 6 horse. 10th race is the Grade 1 Man of War, 4-year-olds and up, going a mile and 3/8 on the turf. This race used to come in the late summer, fall. They've put it in a different spot in the last couple of years on the calendar. And there are 3 Chad Brown trainees in here. You've got Keigan from Mark Casse. You got Closing Bell for Belmont. So a really nice field. I liked Wake Forest a lot last time out at Gulfstream. Thought he got a bad trip, maybe a bit of a bad ride from Johnny V. I think he could really improve off that, assuming if the course is wet that he takes to that. He's had 4 good works, including 2 of them at Belmont Park since then. And you would think, being a Euro shipper, that he's had some experience on soft turf course. The only thing you worry about sometimes they ship these horses over because they want it. They're better on firm ground, and they figure to get it more often here in the States than they do over in Europe. So that's a little bit of a concern for Wake Forest, but I'm going to make him my win pick, use him with his 2 stablemates, Morandi and Money Multiplier, use him with Closing Bell, use him with Keigan, keying Wake Forest in the exactas with all those horses. For the pick 4, I'm going to use Wake Forest and Keigan, and may add in Morandi as well if you could afford to go a little bit deeper. But assuming he likes the ground, I like Wake Forest a lot in the Man of War. How about you?
Kind of settled on a couple of similar horses, but I definitely think Wake Forest, he steps up today coming off that second start off of the layoffs, and Chad Brown knows how to get him ready, so I definitely agree with you on there. Not seeing him, he started off at Arlington Million over a yielding course, but that was his first start, in the United States, so I kind of write that one off just a little bit. I'm using some price horses in here. The first one is the 1 Morandi. Just looking at him on paper, he doesn't really stand out, but if you race at Keeneland last time out in the allowance race, he was stuck on the rail. Castellano could not get him out around the turn through the stretch, so Castellano really didn't get on him, and you can tell he kind of wraps up on him and can't get through. But the gallop out, he really gets some area to move through and pushes past that horse in the gallop out, and I really liked seeing that, so I think this horse has in it to get the distance if he can get a good spot out of that 1 hole. After that, I think it's interesting with the number 5, Go Around. Has a win at Belmont, just won last time out in the Turf Classic at Tampa. This horse might be on the lead. He's never gone this distance before, never gone this far, but none of the rest of them seem to really want to be on the pace either, so he could steal it on the lead. So I'm quite interested in that horse as well. And so those are going to be my 3. I'm going to throw out Kagan and Up with the Birds, just based on kind of inconsistencies in wins. So that might be a shot in the foot, but I'm going to take a little bit of a risk with the hopes of a wet track, maybe throwing those favorites off a little bit. But so in this race, the 1, 5, and 9 for me.
I want to make a note of a couple of things from Derby week. For as far as Keeneland sales grads, they won 8 of 13 graded stakes at Churchill last weekend, including Nyquist in the Derby. And September sale grads won 4 of the 5 grade ones. So pretty strong performances for the Keeneland sales grads. So always keep an eye on those as you're doing your handicapping each week. And best of luck this weekend. Keep your Keeneland Select accounts fully funded. If you're here in the Lexington area where we're recording this, remember simulcasting is at the Red Mile. And we wish you best of luck with your wagers this weekend. Next week, we'll be back for another edition of the In the Money podcast to focus on the Preakness Stakes, the second jewel in the Triple Crown. For Jonathan Fowler, I'm Tom Leach. That is the In the Money podcast for KeenelandSelect.com.